everybody.
Hi.
Welcome back to another Wind Down Wednesday, still
Yes.
summertime edition.
Yes.
So we have some lovely summertime wines to share with you guys tonight. We are going to start with the 2021 Comte de la Terre Pinot Gris. It's from Willamette Valley, Oregon.
Willamette.
Now, you say that to them and they'll correct you. It's Willamette Valley.
We were watching 1883 last night.
And they actually referenced that, yes.
They did. That's where they settled, right? Was that Valley?
No.
Montana?
No, yeah, this is Oregon. Willamette Valley is Oregon.
Yeah.
But they did reference that, the name of that town. So, yeah, we're going to get started with this one, and then we will be sharing with you a rosé, because summertime is fantastic for a rosé.
Yes.
Because we can rosé all day.
Yes, you can rosé all day. And we have a plethora of tasty, delightful things.
Yeah, we have some different things to share, to kind of pair with some of these wines tonight, based off of the recommendations from in the description from the website. So let's jump right on in. What kind of scents do you get from this wine?
This is a Pinot Gris.
Pinot Gris.
I don't like Pinot Gris, but I like this one.
It's very light.
No, well, the taste is a little bolder than the one that we did before. The one that we did before that I didn't like, remember I did the thumbs down?
The Pinot Grigio.
This one, I kind of like.
Now, just my initial smell, I get a little bit of a floral kind of note to it, but that is not mentioned anywhere in the notes.
The other Pinot Gris, which one was that we did? Do you remember?
No.
Okay. Well, go back 2 videos ago. That particular Pinot Gris, it was this one is definitely, has a little bite to it. Has a little bite to it, doesn't it?
Lots of fruity flavors, though.
A little bite to it.
Oh, that's lovely. I like that.
Now I'm gonna try the boar's head pickles, which are very delicious.
Now, I'm not going to do that while I'm tasting the wine, because I feel like that has too much of an overpowering flavor. It's going to change the taste of the wine. But yeah, you go ahead and help yourself.
Okay.
So this is 100% Pinot Gris. It's not a blend of anything. It's just that particular kind of grape. And the ingredients in this wine are grapes, yeast, and sulfites. And that's it.
That's it.
That's all that goes into this wine. All of these different notes and flavors that we're referencing when we're trying these wines, this is all just because of the climate and the soil and other factors like that, and how this grape was grown, and that's how you get those flavors.
Where is this from?
Willamette Valley, Oregon.
Okay, Willamette.
Willamette.
Remember when they said Willamette?
Yes, because they said you pronounce it almost like you would say the word damn it. So they said it's Willamette. That's how you remember how to pronounce it. And people from there will be very offended if you say Willamette.
Yes, I'm sure they would be. Someday I'm going to go there.
Yes. So this is described as fruity and crisp with notes of tart, juicy lemon, Asian pear, peach, zesty acidity, and minerality. So I was kind of drawn to this one. I wanted to give it a try because I'm a really big fan of the Fieldhouse 301 white wine blend. And that is described as having that minerality taste to it. And I love the way that tastes.
This is almost Chardonnay.
No, I think this is way too like fruity and tart to be a Chardonnay.
But full disclosure, it refrigerated all day, but we took it out probably an hour before the video.
Yeah.
All day long. And I think she's right. I think the level of refrigeration and the temperature of the wine when you drink it, this is really good.
When this is really too cold, it almost kind of like masks some of the flavors.
It does, because it's like putting a bottled water.
Right now, this is perfect.
It's really good. I mean, this is like really good.
Yeah.
And I don't like Pinot Gris. This is really good. I'm telling you straight up.
Well, so on our tasting tray over here, I have some peaches because it does have notes of that in here. So I was curious to kind of give that a little try. Thank you. So it says, this may be our best Pinot Gris yet. Mouth-watering and zippy, any lover of a crisp, fresh, dry white will be a huge fan of this wine. Notes of peaches, pears, and freshly squeezed lemon will have your palate dancing.
Oh yeah, it's got a little bit of bite to it. You know?
All of those, they're just bright, fruity flavors. Again, perfect for summertime. Enjoy the vibrant mineral texture that makes it easy drinking. Perfect on its own or with food.
The minerality.
Yes. I definitely think that's probably one of the reasons why I like
It's got bite.
A little bit. I think it's more the tart. like the lemon and the tart, I think, is really more of what you're feeling when you call bite. So it says it pairs well with fish, veggies, and soft cheeses. So we have some different kinds of cheeses here. We have some Gouda, some pepper jack cheese, and some extra sharp white cheddar. We have some mozzarella with a little bit of balsamic drizzle on it.
Yes.
And we do also have, we need to pull the other tray up here. I'm going to move some of this stuff over. We have our other tray where we have some bacon wrapped scallops.
Yes.
And we have a little of some kind of like
Let me change
shrimp,
that song because
like lettuce, not lettuce, but shrimp, like sushi roll thingy. It's no raw fish. It's cooked shrimp in there.
Do you want wasabi?
I said no, definitely. I'm not gonna have wasabi. I still need to try my fruit with this one. But help yourself. Go ahead,
it's too
try
bad.
it.
You know what? I would like to have some chopsticks. Hold on. Let me see if I have chopsticks.
I think we might just have to settle for our fingers tonight. Sorry.
Do I have chopsticks? As the crowd
I don't know. There's summertime, fresh peaches.
waits with bated breath. I used to have them. Oh wait, no, I don't have them. I had them, but somebody stole them.
Okay, I love the peach with this. Just kind of definitely brings out a little bit more of that flavor.
Like the Asians thing.
Doesn't overpower anything. Definitely just very delightful and delicious. I'm kind of thinking like what else could you?
With this particular wine?
Yeah, I mean it says fish, veggies, and soft cheeses. So.
Well, we're having sushi. We're having bacon wrapped scallops. I mean, this wine, honestly, to be honest with you, pairs pretty good with everything that we've got out here. I mean, this, the Gouda is really good. Let me try it with the spicy. I just have a little bit of the Asian zing. Let me see.
Okay.
It cuts that tartness. The Asian, the spicy sauce does. Mm-hmm. But I will say this: the Gouda. This is the Gouda. It's a soft, creamy cheese. And to fully chew the cheese.
I'll say that the little sushi roll thingies.
You like those?
Has just a little bit of sweet and sour sauce on it. That kind of almost like makes this wine a little bit smoother. It cuts down on that like bite from the lemon.
Yeah, I did mine with the Asian thing though.
Oh my gosh, that's delicious.
It is.
I absolutely love that.
The Gouda cheese sweetens the wine. It sweetens it. Oh yeah, it sweetens it.
Now it said soft cheeses. I'm gonna take a little bite of this mozzarella with some balsamic.
Don't mind if I do.
We have some stronger. We have like the Parm crisp. Oh no.
You want to get balsamic vinegar on khaki-colored pants. Hang on.
Yeah, you have to go grab a paper towel.
This video could be filled with outtakes. You see some of the outtakes that we do. Are you kidding me?
So the mozzarella's okay with this.
Well, that's bland.
Yeah. It doesn't really do anything with the wine.
Now, are we supposed to eat scallops with it?
Well, I mean, that's seafood. We could give that a try because I think it'll probably go well with both of them. They both say that they go well with seafood.
I'm going to dip it in a little zing.
Now, you already put a little bit of melted butter in this, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So, yeah, we'll give a little try with the with scallops. Now, this is 13.9% alcohol, so it's slightly higher than the normal 13% that most of the Scout and Cellar wines are. And it's 0.113 grams per liter of residual sugar, so pretty low in residual sugar. Most of the flavors coming through here, it's not an overly sweet wine. It's just like a light, fruity, crisp kind of wine. Perfect for a summer afternoon when it's chilled. Oh man.
I think these are really good. Just so you know, they're really good. Are those good? This is a this is definitely. You've been watching my scores. This is definitely one of my favorites. I have to make a mental note because we do so many of these. And it's like some of them are spectacular, some of them are not so spectacular. Now the next one I might not, maybe I like it, maybe I don't. But I do like this a lot. Now let me taste it with this one. I just ate that.
Yeah, I absolutely love this. I mean, it kind of, not creaminess from the wine, but definitely smooth.
Oh yeah, that makes it more creamy.
It's like smooth. I always like the butter and everything from here.
Oh,
but
yeah.
the sweetness from the scallops
yeah,
too also plays off nicely with
Well,
this
those
one.
are bacon wrapped scallops, and what you do is the last 2 minutes when they're in the oven is you take some melted butter and drizzle it over them, and they're just ridiculous. I learned that from the Euclid restaurant up in Syracuse, New York, Clay,
Yeah.
New York. But I will say this, those are really good.
No, I'm branching out and kind of getting back up into white wines again.
Yeah?
And I definitely, I love a good Sauvignon Blanc. I love that Fieldhouse 301 white wine blend.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's my favorite white.
Is that the one you like?
No, you like that one. It was the Pinot Grigio that we had. I'm just drawing a blank right now on which.
It wasn't the Nest, it was the,
I can't remember.
and Middle Jane doesn't make a Pinot Gris.
I don't remember.
It was the other Pinot Gris.
But
These are ridiculous, just so you know. Sorry.
Pinot Grigio, Sauvignon Blanc, some of the Chardonnays. I don't like overly heavy buttery Chardonnays. That's his favorite. I tend to gravitate more towards like the unoaked Chardonnays.
All right, so let me just tell you, we're eating butter-coated bacon-wrapped scallops. It makes this, I'm telling you, this is a Chardonnay wine. It definitely has the flavors of a Chardonnay. I'm into it. I am down with it. Let me tell you, I think you started with the climax of the night because this is definitely, I'm not kidding you.
Well, I saved the rosé for after because it has slightly higher residual sugar. So
this is like,
I didn't want that to kind of overpower this.
from a purely, from a white wine perspective, as a white wine lover, if you're into Chardonnay, Rieslings, blends, I'm telling you right now, you're going to be into this. You're going to be into this.
These bacon wrapped scallops are just perfect with this wine. I've been shrimp and and we had some salmon last night.
Yes.
That was
this would have been great with that.
It would have. I chose the Gruner Veltliner because the description said that it specifically went with grilled salmon and salad, which is what we had for dinner last night. So.
Does anybody like wasabi?
Oh, it's a little too spicy.
I put a little bit of wasabi on it.
If you have children that were young within the last, 10 to 15 years, then you are probably familiar with the Cars movies from Disney Pixar. And there is a scene when they are, I think it's Cars 2, when they're over in Europe and Mater, the truck, thinks it's pistachio ice cream. And he takes a huge bite of it, and then he's like running around with his like tongue on fire.
Wasabi.
That's all I can think of every time that I see wasabi.
You know what I think of wasabi?
What?
Is wasabi.
Oh, the wasabi.
The Bud Light commercial.
Yes, the shirts. Oh yeah, the commercials, I mean.
Wasabi.
Okay, so a little bit of background information about this particular wine. So Comte de la Terre is French for tail of the land. So each bottle of Comte de la Terre pays homage to the rich land it comes from and to the passion and perseverance of winemaking. So this particular wine is sourced from two of our long-standing grower partners from vines ranging up to 25 years old. Once pressed, grape juices ferment with native yeast for over 28 days in stainless steel tanks. Okay. After fermented completely dry, the wine is aged for 3 months in stainless steel before being bottled, unfiltered, and unfined.
No, the whole stainless steel tank thing.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
As opposed to like French oak barrel and.
How do they get the flavors?
Because of the climate and the soil that they're grown in.
I mean, this wine, to be honest with you, tastes like it was in some kind of.
Oh, you know what we didn't do? We didn't take it up to the camera to show like how light this wine is.
Don't mind if I do.
Did you know that Pinot Gris from the Willamette Valley is particularly special due to the cold climate and mineral-driven soil? See, this kind of answers your question. This creates a bright, rich, and complex wine that is incredibly drinkable and has a bolder flavor than wines labeled as Pinot Grigio, which is the same grape, just different name.
Which, again, I am not a Pinot Gris fan, but I will tell you straight up right now, this one, absolutely. Absolutely. I will buy this, and it's excellent. This is an excellent wine. Minerality was on Better Call Saul last night. Remember Gus?
Oh, yes, the wine that he was tasting, yes.
The minerality of it from the Italian vineyards.
I think I like that added layer in a white wine.
Yeah.
Because then you don't get like overly rich and creamy and buttery, and you don't get like overly fruit and tart and like.
This is right up her alley.
Oh yeah, this is my kind.
It's slightly Chardonnay, slightly Riesling.
I would definitely compare this to like an unoaked Chardonnay.
This is definitely a 9.
Really?
Oh, this is a 9.
Because you're usually, unless it's a Chardonnay, you're usually
I've
not
said
that
7.5.
that high on a...
The rosé, I don't know how I'm going to feel about the rosé. I'm not into the sweeter wines. It might be whatever. That Pinot Gris, I gave it like a 7.
I'm going to confess. I had a little taste of the rosé a little bit earlier. It is definitely not overly sweet. It's another kind of fruity wine, very similar to this, but slightly different flavors.
So I might like it.
You might like it, yes.
Okay.
I'm going to just put that there for right now. So,
Okay.
I am about ready to move on to the next
Okay.
wine. You have a lot to finish though, so.
We have a little bit of mine.
We'll just finish up that
So
way.
let me just say this, okay, while we're finishing the Con de la Terre. Please like, subscribe, and share. If you like the videos, if you like talking to us and watching us, just share the video on your Facebook page, your Instagram page, your Truth Social, your Twitter feed, whatever, and get other people that are interested in really good wine to watch the videos, and plus, watch us. We're a lot of fun.
If anybody else who is somewhat knowledgeable about wines, have them watch the video, give you comparisons, and kind of let you know a little about. Typically, these kind of wines would maybe taste like this. I'm not getting like dry.
This
either.
This is not a dry white.
I don't get that dry taste.
The different foods, I swear to you, I'm telling you, all of these different foods, the apple chips, the peanuts, these briny pickles from Boar's Head, which have thyme and carrot, everything gives this wine a different taste beyond anything else that we've had.
I don't feel like anything is like overpowering. I love the peaches with this. I have to go back and say that.
The peaches, but the bacon wrapped scallops make this creamy. It's like a creamy finish when you eat it.
It definitely cuts the tartness.
Because of the butter.
Of course.
The butter and the bacon fat.
And a little bit of the sweetness from the scallops though.
But remember that though. Remember that. The butter, the bacon fat, the scallops. That's a great, if you're going to have scallops or you're going to have something like that, this is the wine. If you're going to have broiled fish, like maybe a broiled cod, a broiled haddock, or maybe broiled, you wouldn't do flounder. I made fried flounder the other night. It was unbelievable.
Yes.
So
it was delicious.
Okay, so we're going to move on to the next one.
Okay, so I'm going to just put this to the side. And now we are going to move on to the 2021 Dove Hunt Dog Rosé. And this is from California. Let me go ahead and skip ahead to my notes here. So this is actually a blend. So it's described as fruity and crisp. It's 87% Grenache.
Oh, very fruity.
8% Syrah and 5%, I think you pronounce it Gamay.
See the lightness? Very, very transparent.
No, I found something interesting because summertime is perfect for rosés. But there are different hues and shades of pink, and the ones that are a little bit more pink versus a little bit more orange, you can kind of get a better idea of what kind of notes and flavors that particular kind of rosé is going to have. This is very light.
No, let me taste.
And now when I hold it up, it looks a little bit more like orangey to me. Normally when I see that, it's going to be more of like a watermelon flavor, but this one is actually different.
It is lighter.
In the bottle, it looks pinker than when you have it in your glass.
It does. When you look at the shades, it's different. Maybe it's just the glass in the bottle or whatever the thing. But
the pink up here is misleading. It's tricking you.
So is this a wine? So would you ever do, like, if we were to get a pontoon boat, would you have a cooler, have some wine on it?
Oh, absolutely.
Sit out there with the music playing?
Oh, yeah.
And put on the rocks?
Yeah.
Not on the rocks. No, you just chill.
Or even make a little sangria.
Make a little sangria, fruit it, put some peach in there.
Absolutely, I would love that. So the ingredients for this wine, it's vegan and it's gluten-free. But it's grapes, tartaric acid, yeast, and sulfites. So again, those are the only ingredients in this wine. They don't put anything else in here to change the taste or to cover up anything. Whatever you dropped now.
I went to put the plum in my mouth and it perfectly went into the glass. I normally fruit the wine. Can you believe that? Oh, I'm not going to say it.
Well, those are good choices for this wine. I think that...
All right, continue.
Okay.
Sorry.
So, again, those are the only ingredients. There's nothing else added to these wines. Very different than any kind of mass-produced wine that you would buy at the grocery store. There are a lot of extra... And I challenge you to check the labels and try to find the ingredients. They hide the ingredients because they don't want you to know all of the extra stuff, yucky stuff that they put in those wines that are really not good for you.
But it's funny because if you go buy a can of soup, they put all the ingredients on it.
Oh, of course.
They're forced by law to do that, but in the wine industry, they're not. They're not forced to do that. So, you know, the thing is that when you read the ingredients of a bottle of wine, you should be able to see exactly what's in there.
Yes.
And what you're putting in your body more than anything else. And it's like, you know, I'm starting to get to the point in my life where I'm watching what I put in my body. You know, you look at organic foods versus regular foods, and
all of that stuff really starts to make a difference in your overall health and how you feel.
It changes the way the things that you do. And if you get, for example, if you go to the grocery store and you see organic celery and carrots that are on sale and they're cheaper than regular, buy organic because they're not made with pesticides. They're made maybe in greenhouses or whatever. But if you see organic stuff, you buy that rather if it's on sale, right?
If it's on sale, right. If it's relatively the same price as just the regular fruits and vegetables, I'll buy
Or
organic.
you scrub the fruits in the sink and rub them and whatever.
Sometimes, I mean, it's like, okay, so you have peaches and plums and strawberries and blueberries and other things that because you eat the outside with the fruit, then you really want to buy those kind of fruits as organic.
Or pick them at the blueberry farm.
Now, if it's something like an orange where it has a thicker rind, like a peel that you peel off and you don't
they're
actually
gonna
eat
spray
it.
with pesticide.
Right, that's not, obviously you still want to wash everything off. That's not as big of a deal, but definitely those ones that have very thin like layers on the outside. And
But even at the blueberry farm, they use pesticides. At Southern Hills, they use pesticides.
I'd have to double check and see what kinds they, because if they're more, what do they call it? Non-synthetic.
I'm going to put a little bit of that wasabi on there and sweet and sour.
Oh, okay. I was like, I thought you were going in for the spicy Asian zing sauce.
Not with both.
No.
Not with both. I remember the other night I had some problems the other night, and she'll tell you I had some problems.
Oh, no, yeah, we're not going to talk about that. So again, this is described as fruity and crisp, with notes of juicy cherries, strawberry, red apple, and blood orange. So I have some dried strawberries, which is what I'm tasting now. I have some apple chips on there as well. So I think
clean out your nasal passages, eat wasabi.
Oh my gosh. I think those would probably go really well, and it's going to bring in a little bit more of those fruit flavors in this wine.
I love these apple chips. I'll have to say, wasabi is delightful to a certain extent. I prefer to tell.
Oh, I just absolutely. Definitely these dried strawberries bring out more of that strawberry flavor in the wine. It is absolutely delicious. I love that. So just think about, you're making summer salad. You do a little like a spinach, and you do some of these dried strawberries. Ooh. You do some like feta cheese or blue cheese.
That's really good.
And you do, I don't know, maybe it's like some red onion and some, I don't know, like walnuts or something.
Like a salad?
On a sweet summertime salad, or even
fresh
strawberries.
Dressing, strawberry balsamic dressing.
Oh my gosh, this wine would be perfect with that.
I never liked strawberry balsamic until I met her. I would do that though.
It's
delicious. With crumbly blue, I would do anything. I'll do anything.
Or some feta.
I will tell you honestly, the wasabi, which I love and I hate wasabi, but because it burns my stomach. But I had the little bit of the sushi with that. The wine cuts it. It cuts it. It cuts that spiciness. Now eat some wasabi and see what you think.
No, I'm not going to do the spicy. Wasabi's too spicy for me. I don't like that. But I am going to try some of these apple chips because with the dried strawberry, absolutely delicious with this wine. So while I'm getting ready to taste again, you know that summer has arrived when Dublin Dog Rosé comes to play. This fresh, vibrant new vintage is packed with red fruits, bright acidity, and citrusy notes that are a perfect pairing for any outdoor event. Make sure to grab some bottles for the upcoming holiday season as well. So it pairs well with sunshine, like any kind of outdoor activity, beach, picnics, whatever, seafood, and charcuterie. So, you know, we're in luck. We have some seafood, we have some charcuterie.
We have some bacon wrapped scallops. I'm going to try a bit. You have to eat the whole thing. You can't just nibble on it.
I'm still going to try to be a little bit dainty.
Do you remember the Euclid
and
bacon wrapped scallops? They were good.
Oh, yeah. They're very good. So this is, again, 13.9% alcohol. And this one is 0.71 grams per liter of residual sugar. Mm-hmm. So nothing added, just the natural sweetness from the grapes. When they talk about residual sugar, excuse me, slightly higher than the white that we just had, but I would not classify this as a sweet wine. It's fruity.
It's fruity, but I think since I dropped the fruit in there, it may have sweetened it up a little bit. But let me try it after the bacon wrapped scallop one.
Okay. I love it with the apple chips. I get a little bit more of like this one wasn't described as having like a minerality, but I get a little bit more of that kind of flavor to it when I have the apple chips.
The apple chips sweeten it for me.
Really?
Yeah. The bacon cuts the sweetness. So
okay, well, I'll give that a try. I want to try some of the little...
you know we're going to finish all this up later, right?
Of course. And we have some more off camera that you can't even see.
Yeah, we'll do the outtakes. You know, I'm starting to save some of the outtakes. It's like the pre-production. It's like before we do the video, I cut off 20, 30, 40 seconds. Maybe a minute before. And you should see what she's doing. She's sitting there going,
I do not! I don't say that at all.
Or maybe she's yelling because she stepped on the cord of the thing.
Yes, I did do that today.
She did.
Because you can't see it, but there's a vacuum cleaner off to the side, and
Yes.
he's a madman. He has to constantly go around like 5 times a day vacuuming up all the cat hair.
What's the word for that when somebody's like...
Obsessive?
Do you think I'm obsessive about cat hair?
Yes.
My cat?
You can't see right now. Normally there's pillows all over and blankets and stuff all over the couch back there, so the cat doesn't get up on the back of the couch and leave cat hair everywhere.
This cat emits gallons of hair on a daily basis. And it's all, you wake up in the morning, tomorrow morning you wake up, there's balls, ask her, there's balls of hair everywhere.
It doesn't matter how much you brush her.
Doesn't matter.
Still, she sheds everywhere.
I've never seen a cat like this. And recently, I've actually taken the vacuum cleaner and rub it on her.
She likes it.
And then you should see the canister filling up with hair. It's like, oh my God, I like it. I'm like, yeah, baby.
Well, yeah, because it's not coming off on the furniture.
Exactly.
Okay, so Dove Hunt Dog, more than anything, is a celebration of what makes life complete. The people we love most, the dogs by our side, and the naturally clean crafted wine in our glasses. We believe that a bottle of wine is more than just a bottle of wine. It's a companion. At the core of companionship is a dedication of keeping things honest and simple. I may need readers.
I was making fun of you on there.
I know.
I was making fun of you.
I'm trying to read too fast, and
Shall we take you to the eye doctor this week?
No.
I'm going to the eye doctor this week.
Okay, well you can go to the eye doctor. I'm good.
My eyes are shot.
I'm good. Not Pip the Greeter, Dove Hunt Dog. They both have dogs on the label. I get confused with them sometimes. But Dove Hunt Dog, they always have like really beautiful pictures on the front with different kinds of dogs. And you think about like your dog, your companion. They love you no matter what. They like to go out and have fun and explore with you. There she is. She's always by our feet when we do these videos because she wants to get all the leftover scraps that fall on the floor. And she's going to get a haircut tomorrow.
Look at she's looking.
I know, she can't wait.
Do you know that I've been giving her scraps this whole video?
You discreetly drop stuff on the floor for her.
I do it because I love her.
So yes, Dove Hunt Dog, again, just kind of that idea about like wine is more than just wine. It's an experience, and it's like, especially these wines, you kind of almost grow like a relationship with them. When you're drinking them, you're like, it's like I could just sit out on my back patio and have a conversation with this bottle of wine.
I have a relationship with Bookbinders Red.
Yes.
I have a personal relationship.
That is his absolute favorite.
I swear to God.
He always orders multiple bottles of that every time he places his order.
It's coming. It's on its way.
I know. So for this particular wine, how it's made. It is sourced from 3 separate vineyard sites, dependent on grape variety with vine age up to 35 years old. 35 years old.
35 years old?
Yeah.
That's older than me.
Grapes. I'm a math teacher, so I don't think that quite computes.
I thought I was 34.
Okay, we'll go with that. Okay. Grapes were harvested separately by variety, picked at night, and sorted before pressing. The grapes went through a quick maceration to attain a light pink color before fermentation. Maceration.
What does that mean?
Like where they mash it?
I could say something, but I'm not going to say it.
Before fermentation in stainless steel for 14 to 21 days. Oh my goodness. I can't take you anywhere. Once fermentation was completed, the wine was blended and aged just briefly in stainless steel tanks before bottling to maximize freshness. Yes.
To the owners of Scout and Cellar, what about the stainless steel? This doesn't taste like it. It tastes like something else. It tastes like it was in wooden cask barrels.
I think, so that gives you, I feel like that gives you more of like a smooth, like
The
buttery kind of taste. And both of these wines tonight were definitely like fruiter, light, crispy, perfect for summertime.
I will tell you right now, I never thought about it. We're talking about buying a big pontoon boat. We'll go cruising on the lake, bring the family out there. I never thought about drinking wine, but about this time of night though. Imagine going out this time of night.
I forgot to, we had some of the Scout and Cellar wines are available in can size, like single served, about the same as what would be like a glass of wine. Those are perfect for, you're kind of a little leery about
bringing glass. Well, they might freeze if you put them with ice.
No, they just stay cool. If you just put in a cooler with ice. Then they still remain chilled, and you just pop open a can, pour it in and it's like, it's equivalent to like one glass of wine.
Well, our pontoon boat is going to have a big giant thing on it with speakers and fans everywhere. Mm-hmm. It's going to be really big, and we'll be able to put the old folks on it.
Oh, stop.
Not the old folks, our parents. Put them on it, and we're going to have a great time, play music, drink wine. Can you imagine how much fun that would be?
That would be, we could go out all day long.
All day long, swim, just, you get hot, jump off and get in the water.
Oh, the bacon flavor, especially from the scallops,
yeah,
plays off really nicely with the smokiness kind of
better
flavor.
Than the other one?
With
the other one's better, isn't it?
With the scallops, yes, I think I like that one better.
All right, so I want your...
But this one still is it's delicious.
Okay, so I want, tell everybody right now, on the Comte de la Terre, what's your score?
I really like those kind of flavors in a white wine, so I would probably give that 8.5 or a 9.
I gave it a 9. Okay, on this, what are we giving it? I want your score first.
For like just rosés in general?
No, you have to give it an overall score. You can't
like
just...
I'm comparing. I remember like when we tasted the mix track in collaboration with No Sex for Butterfly. Mm-hmm. Their rosé, I tried that one and I was like, oh my gosh, this is the best rosé I've ever had before. But I do really love the Pip the Greeter bubbly rosé. That's another one of my really good one.
No, last time we didn't have the Pip the Greeter rosé.
No, we had Pip the Greeter Gruner Veltliner.
Okay, the Gruner Veltliner.
You can say it better.
Good, Spinell.
Yes. No,
okay.
That's different. That's not the same thing.
But so okay. Before I give my score.
For the rosé?
Mm-hmm.
I would probably say this is 7.5. That's what you would say too?
Yep.
I've had other Scout and Cellar rosés that I think I thought were
better. Which, that's
better.
a good score.
This is absolutely delicious.
That's a good score.
Perfect for summertime. You can't go wrong with this. Just for my own personal taste, there were some other rosés that I did like a little bit better.
That's exactly what I would have given it as a 7.5. And 7.5 by all means does not denigrate this wine whatsoever. Mm-mm. But however, everybody has individual tastes, and all of you, we welcome you. You know, you can see on the video. Obviously, I'm going to do a pan over, you're going to see it in the video, but you can see the different foods that we're eating. Why don't you do it? How about you put these different foods together and cheeses and stuff, and you have a wine night? How about you and your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend? How about you guys, couples, friends, whatever, do this, buy a couple of these bottles of wines that we're doing, and try what we're doing, and then comment on our video on YouTube.
Give us your take for it.
Give us your take. And I'll tell you what, I really would love to see some people make some comments on the video. And I'm going to say right now that tonight, the first one to comment about one of these wines, just comment about it, you got a free bottle of wine coming.
Okay.
Free bottle of wine coming, just comment. Just make a comment about it on YouTube or Rumble.
If either of these sound interesting to you, just make a comment on the video, and we can send a free bottle to you, and you can give it a taste for yourself.
YouTube or Rumble, not on Facebook. Facebook, we have a lot of members, we know about that. But YouTube or Rumble. So go over to YouTube or Rumble, make a comment, talk about it. Don't just say, hey, I won. You didn't win. So.
Oh my goodness. I know I talked before about like sentence starters for like my students to get them to like more interact in a more meaningful way.
Right, rather than just say, yo.
Right. So, one little fact real fast before we say goodbye. Did you know? Rosé wines were some of the first wines to exist. Growers would plant red and white grapes together, then quickly press them, giving a light pink color.
Wow.
I know, you kind of
So
think
this is natural?
yes, but you kind of think about, well, this is the particular mixture of grapes,
Like
which I
muscadine
already
grapes.
called out before. No, it wasn't muscadine, but because of the maceration process, that's what gives it the pink color. No, that's not what I said. Oh my gosh, I hope people didn't hear what he said. But
no, you listen. You.
no, the pink
went down
color.
that path,
I did not. I said maceration, which is a wine term.
Look,
You need to get your mind out of the gutter.
I had a hard day.
No, but you did not. Because the maceration process, it gets a little bit of the color from the outside of the peel of the grape. That's how you kind of get some of the pink.
Right.
And how long you let it sit in there and everything else will, like how deep of a color you get in the wine. But it's very interesting though, because you think about like some of the older countries where, like in Italy, like in Rome, and places where like
all the different grapes
that have been right, all the grapes that
the vineyards, the vines.
I typically think more of like red wines.
You know what kills me is that Sicily. There's a lot of vineyards in Sicily, but we live in Florida. Why aren't the wines more like this? Why do we always have sweet wine in Florida? There's vineyards all over Florida. We don't.
Maybe the climate is similar, but I think the soil.
You've never been to the vineyards in Florida. You should go.
No, because typically the descriptions I've heard about how those wines taste do not sound
They're all
appealing
sweet.
to me.
They're very sugary.
I don't like sweet wine.
Well, muscadine grapes are very sugary.
I don't like that.
But it's like when you drink those wines, like why would Florida is very similar to Sicily. Why is it different? I think like if you have cold, warm climate, I think that changes the complexity of the grapes, the vines, and I think the soil. I think a lot of it goes down to how much care these farmers, these vineyards put into the soil around the vines.
And the different growing methods that they use.
Different growing methods they use all contribute to the taste and flavor of the grape.
And quite frankly, the time.
Skin and the time, and then the stainless steel barrel.
That they take into the fermentation process and everything else is different than what you would find in any kind of like mass-produced wine. And because those growing methods are...
That's why I find these so interesting, because it's like beyond interesting. If you think about it, the years, in the 35 years that vine has been harvested, and then they've worked it and worked it and worked to the point they put it in stainless steel barrels. They do this to the.
But still, from vintage to vintage, the taste changes because the climate is changing.
It's the climate
and other things in the environment that will affect the taste
that
of
year,
the wine.
there could have been a drought. There could have been too much rain. All of those things contribute to the taste of the grapes. The skin of the grapes has the most flavonoids as well. You can look this up. The skin of the grape has the most flavonoids, which are antioxidant, anti-cancer. And you can question me all you want, but Google it.
Well, okay, so what I was saying though was the growing methods, and they do take a longer process to produce these clean crafted wines as opposed to the mass-produced wines that you would find at your typical grocery store or liquor store. And so a lot of times what they have to do is, because there's a lot of they don't take as much care into the production of those wines. That's why they have to add a lot of other fillers and colors and things like that. And that's how they keep it tasting
and
the
beef
same.
And like pork fat and stuff.
Oh, and fish parts.
Fish parts.
I mean, you'd be surprised. If you do a little research, you can find out exactly what they're putting in those wines.
Right.
And I don't think that you'd be very happy.
And it's like, if you knew the truth about what you were putting in your body, you wouldn't do it, would you? I mean...
Probably not.
Okay, certain things... I'm not going to talk about fast food, but certain things, if you realize how those things are produced and you're putting them in your body, you would not do it. Okay? If you hear about a restaurant in your town, somebody says to you, oh, the guy in the back wasn't wearing gloves and there's raw chicken on the thing with flies everywhere. Would you go back to that restaurant?
Oh, gross.
You would not, and I'm just, this is the equivalency of what you're talking about here. This is pure gold.
It's wine the way that Mother Nature intended.
The way Jesus drank wine.
Yes.
They stomped on the grapes with their feet, and
but through a natural fermentation process. Maybe a little bit. A little foot fungus.
Little foot fungus. Think about back in the day though when Jesus was walking around. They stomped the grapes and they would drink the wine in celebration of that day.
Mm-hmm.
Let's celebrate our day.
Okay.
Let's celebrate life and the bounty that's been given to us.
Yes.
And it's a good bounty. And you know what? I enjoy doing this, and I hope you guys like and comment and subscribe to our channel. And the links will be provided if she gives me the links. And then you can purchase the Rosé or the Comte de la Terre. And the first one to make a comment about either one of these wines wins a bottle. We'll ship it to you. Say
Ooh.
Something. YouTube or Rumble.
It's that easy, really.
It's that easy. Just go on there and say, hey Joel and Michelle, we love it. This is what I'm getting from this. This is a rosé maybe I've tried. What do you think about this? Mm-hmm. And we will respond. Yeah. She sees it and I see it. We both get it on our phones. We will definitely do it. So,
cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Happy summer.
Happy summer, and we will see you next Wednesday.
Yes.
Happy hump day. Bye.
Bye.